Why do we self-sabotage with binge eating? It might be very hard to have empathy towards this behavior because someone from the outside who does not have this problem might just think, but why can't you just control yourself? And you, I've had this journey, you have this journey probably if you're watching this. It's not that easy. It's literally like we're at war with ourselves. We have a part in ourselves that's convinced that we have to eat the thing that we're craving in order to feel safe. And depending on your exploration in this particular coping mechanism, you might not resonate with the feeling of feeling that it is safety. That's the main reason. But if we really look into it, it is safety that we're after. We want to self soothe. That is the purpose for reaching for food. Maybe we are overwhelmed. Maybe we are numb. Maybe we are so overwhelmed that we become numb. But the coping mechanism for this behavior, the feeling of anxiety, of restlessness, is that we fixate on something that tastes good. So maybe we have our snacks that we usually go for, and we go to the store just to buy that thing so that we can feel relief. Underneath this behavior is a little version of you that connects food to safety. So it connects food to you feeling like you get your needs met. It is illogical. We can notice this with our adult brain. But for a child who's taught very early on that when we're good, when we do something good, we get a reward in form of candy or snacks. Then this connection is not that weird. It's literally like we are a dog and our parent is making us do a trick. And when we do the trick, we get a treat. That is what we're taught all the time. So, how is this illogical if we think about it now? How is this illogical when the little version of you feels overwhelmed after work or after just a long day? And you come home and you feel tired and you don't know how to reach this part of you that feels tired. Maybe you don't connect taking a nap as self soothing. Maybe that's not an option because you're too stressed, you think too much, you're too anxious. So the normal reaction here is that you go to what you're familiar with. And if your parents have this coping mechanism as well, it's even worse. Then you are just absorbed their coping mechanism from an early age. So it's like natural that you associate self soothing with giving yourself a snack, a reward. So we do not want to threaten this part by saying that it needs to get rid of this coping mechanism. And this is what we usually do with restrictive diets. We say to this part, you're not welcome, like just woman up, just man up and go on with your life. Just like strengthen, toughen up. This is not something that this part needs to hear. We need to find alternative methods to self soothe and still honor this part of us that feels like it needs something, it has a need. This is where FitByFood comes in. The first step on the FitByFood journey is that we change our diet so that we can keep the coping mechanism intact while we reach the core wound, while we reach the part of ourselves, the fragile part that has a need, and we start to build trust with this part. Build trust from every time we just said to that part to toughen up. We need to approach it with care and baby steps. And that's what we're doing here. So in module one, we change the diet and we biohack our bodies to our ideal weight by switching up the food items. And by doing this, we can overeat, we can have that coping mechanism, but we're not gaining weight and we're not treating our body horribly by choosing junk food. We choose foods that are high in carbohydrates and low in fats, and it's high in volume and low in calories. The body will feel full and it will feel satisfied because the craving for that self-soothing, the indulging, will be met, but we will not gain weight. And that will not trigger our inner critic, our inner narrative that feels this guilt and blame. It will not be as harsh because we chose these new food items that support our goal of losing weight. At the Get Fit by Food website, you can find more information about this. And Module 1 is now available, where I go through everything plant based, high carb, low fat, knowledge, practical, everything is packed inside this module of 40 lessons. And you get so much value out of this. I've eaten this way now for 11 years and I never, ever, ever, ever felt restrictive, or I'm always eating in abundance, and I've lost 20 kilos in the process. So if this resonates for you, check out the website and subscribe if you want more information and more awareness about binge eating, because awareness is really the first step to change something, a habit that you do not longer need or want. So remember, it is possible to get fit by food.